Alright, we have 5 agents over here now. And just joined us.
Alright, perfect. So top of the morning to everyone. This is Chris. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. Top of the morning to everyone. I'm going to go ahead and mute all the participants. So that way, no background noise or anything. So if you guys do have any questions, once again, please find out where the chat is in the upper right corner of your screen here. And if you guys could just make sure you can see that message come through. And we'll go ahead and get started. And then at the end, I'll unmute you guys and we'll open up for some Q&A for everyone. Alright. So, top of the morning to everyone. Chris here in San Diego. And it's nice to hear from you guys again. We had an appointment last week and we covered a lot of the basics. So what you should be doing on a daily basis, and then just also getting a better understanding of what is conversion already doing for you guys. So hopefully you guys found that helpful. If you do need that training, if you missed it for whatever reason, I did send the video over to Rich, so we do have that session recorded for you guys. So Rich can give you that link directly. So today, the agenda we have is, okay, now that we've covered some of the basics, which is important, how do we really make this puppy go? So this is really the conversation that I love having, and it gets a lot of agents fired up, and that is lead generation. And so typically in the past, anytime anyone talks to you guys about leads, you guys have to bust out your credit card and then you're eating ramen noodles for the next couple months. So what I want to show you guys how to do today is generating leads with conversion without spending money. Now, if you have the budget and you don't have the time, we do also have some of those paid options, but most agents, they love a lot of the free tools that conversion gives you to really empower you guys. So that's what we're going to cover today. So we're going to cover squeeze pages, landing pages. We're going to go over Craigslist. And then we're going to get into also blogs, because blogs is a good way to get some traffic back to the site. So other than that, Rich, if you could you send me a chat any other topics you guys want to cover today? Otherwise, that's what I had on the agenda for us here today. Alright, and I'm going to just go ahead, and if you do have any questions, questions or feedback, Rich, send me a chat. Otherwise, let's go ahead and dive in here. So, in the agent dashboard, you guys are all going to see the same functionality here. So, in the upper right corner, you're going to see a few different options. And if you click on Quick Actions, there's a few things that we're going to cover here today. First is going to be the blog post. We'll then get into some of our auto posters. And then we will talk about the landing pages, squeeze pages. And then we'll wrap up with what we call our a la carte products as well. So, first up, let's go over the blog side of things. And so if we take a look at the blog, you just click on Add Blog here from the Quick Actions. You're going to notice it pops up. You can add a blog. Now, I want to preface this because sometimes when I say the word blog, a lot of agents squirm and start shaking their head. The only reason why I want you guys to blog with conversion is because we send your blog to 12 different websites. So you don't have to keep harassing your friends and family to read this really interesting blog about the mortgage rates and how now's the best time to buy. But what we're doing is we're driving traffic back to this website. And you can actually track every time that you blog. You're going to see how many people actually viewed your blog. So you'll notice one of our clients, they wrote a blog and we've gotten 7,000 people back to the site for them. It's free traffic, by the way. So that's huge. A lot of traffic, you're going to get leads from that type of exposure as well. So, what do you blog about? And so a lot of my agents, they don't have an idea or they're not an English major, so they kind of, feel stuck in regards to the blogging side. So anytime that you get a new listing, I would recommend writing a short and sweet little blog. Now, I'm here in California in San Diego, so I got a new listing in this particular market. So I'm going to create a blog there. And I like to keep my blog short and sweet and really 4 bullet points that I typically like to cover. You don't need to write an entire story or spend an entire weekend creating a perfect blog. Just keep it short and sweet. So the first thing you read about, tell me something. Oops, that's a little aggressive typing in caps lock. So tell me something about this. The home that's not on the MLS. And so keep in mind, people can just search property right on your conversion site, but it's nice to include a little bit of verbiage that maybe is not on the MLS. And if you don't have any, then just simply copy and paste MLS description. Second thing is, tell me something unique about that neighborhood or the area. So, tell me about area or neighborhood. So, you guys get a lot of people, like myself from Minnesota, who relocate out west. And so, snowbirds, people who are coming from out of the area. So the more educational that you can be in regards to telling me about that area or neighborhood, when you name drop an area like Mesa or maybe a community within Mesa, a lot of people that are from out of the area have no idea what you're talking about. So, hey, Mesa's a great community. It's located 15 minutes from downtown Phoenix on the east side. It's known for their school districts. This particular house is located in a kid-friendly neighborhood that's within walking distance of X, Y, and Z. So keep it short and sweet there. But typically, I like to have a lot of fun with that particular section. Perfect. Will do, Rick. So talking about the neighborhood or that area, so definitely include that into the mix of things. Now, number 3, link to that property. So link to your listing. You gotta brag about your listing. And so you'll notice here on the conversion, absolutely. So you'll notice that you can link to the property itself. So on this blog, you can make it look really, really nice. And so you'll notice that you can add website links, you can add images, photos, video, the whole 9. So, someone just asked the question, hey, can we add in a virtual tour? So you have the ability to do that. So what's really the easiest part of this is you can actually just click on this little house, and you'll notice when you hover over it, it says listing link. All you need to do is just type in the MLS number and hit OK. And conversion is going to link right to the property on your conversion site, which is awesome. So that'll link people back to the website. And so you're bragging about that listing. And then 4, give me other options. Can't type today, you guys are making me nervous. So a good call to action is not the home that you're looking for. Click here to view all other homes in Phoenix and surrounding areas now. Whatever the case, And then you can just simply link people right back to your conversion website here. So if you think about this, this is what, maybe 3 or 4 sentences long, but it's fantastic information. So Katie has a question. Hey Katie, I have a couple of testimonials through conversion that don't show up on my website. Will you show us how to make these public? Yep, we can cover that here towards the end here, Katie. So the blog itself, keep it short and sweet. Anytime that you get a new listing, write a blog about it. Now, keep in mind that'll get free traffic back to the website. That'll get free exposure for your listing. And more importantly, the search engines are going to pick up on that website. So you can start, I have clients that when they do blogs on specific property, it's a great way for them to get free leads back to the site. So we do send these to 12 different websites. So that's some pretty basic stuff on the blogs. If you don't have any listings, what are some other topics you can write on? So write about events that are going on in the world. So myself, I'm a diehard Minnesota Vikings fan. So write about football. You know, the Arizona Cardinals and what's going on with their upcoming season. Write about the Rio Olympics and, you know, your experience. Write about something that's going to be going on in your community or in your neighborhood. Maybe you guys have an annual balloon festival, or there's a recent carnival that's going on. Anything that you can do, and a lot of my agents, what they do is, since they're, you know, they don't have a lot of information, they'll just type in something like things to do in Phoenix. And they'll grab some content and say, hey, top 5 things to do when visiting Phoenix. And they'll just simply copy and paste a few of these different ideas of good things to do in Phoenix this weekend. And just simply put it into a blog. And so anything that you're doing, talking, you know, obviously about your marketing, your area is going to help. But you've got to be a little bit human in regards to these blogs. So a lot of my clients say, Chris, I don't like just writing all about real estate. That's fine too. And then the other thing too is Rich, I'll send you guys a few good examples of some good blogs. That way you can see some examples of some good clients. But also here in the upper corner of your screen, you're going to see your blogs. And you're going to see one of the top conversion blogs this month. So you can actually see what one of our clients, what they wrote about in regards to the blog side of things, and, steal some ideas off of them. So he wrote a ton of content, probably spent 2 or 3 weeks writing this blog, but it's got a lot of good content, and obviously it's gotten 7,000 people to read it. So that's the blog side of it. One thing I do want to share with you guys is you can come and publish your blog right now. But let's say maybe you're going on vacation. You're going to notice that there's this feature for auto-publish. So I don't know if Rich is requiring you guys to write a blog. But let's say, for argument's sake, he requires you guys to write 4 blogs a month. You could come and write all 4 of those blogs today, and you could publish this blog right now. And then the next blog that you write, you publish next Wednesday. And then the following blog, you're going to go and schedule for, the following Tuesday. So you can come and actually, when you write your blog, you can choose a time and day of when you actually want to post that blog to drive traffic back to the site. So it's pretty cool. So in regards to the blog, I just want to focus on the blog here real quick. Any questions about the blogs themselves? Alright, so are the blogs the squeeze pages? No, that's something different, and we'll cover that here in just a few minutes. Any other questions on the blog side? Otherwise, we'll move on. I know you guys have a couple good questions, and I want to cover those as well. Alright, so next topic up, we're going to go over what we call Craigslist and some of the auto poster stuff. The click here, what does this do? Where does it take them? So good question, Angel. That was just an example of a good call to action. So let me go back to this blog so you can see what I'm talking about here. So on this blog, you can do what are called hyperlinks. And so if you wanted to make the words click here a hyperlink, you could just simply highlight the words click here, and then you can type in whatever you want here. And link them back to a website. So that way, anytime they click on the word click here, it actually takes them to a website. So it's just a good way to link people back to your website rather than having letting people type in their own website address. Hopefully that helps. Good question. I'll keep the questions coming, guys. Alright, so Craigslist. So we have 5 different websites that we have what we call auto posters. And so if you think about this, this is a really easy way for you guys to actually post a listing right onto Craigslist or right onto any one of these websites. So you'll see we've got Craigslist, there's Backpage, there's Pinterest, Facebook, and then Twitter. And so most of you guys are familiar with Craigslist. Backpage, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Backpage, but if you work with any buyers that are from out of the country, Backpage is an international Craigslist, if you will. So it's just an online classified section. And, you know, I'm in San Diego, and I get a lot of European buyers, a lot of people from Canada. So Backpage does a good job getting traffic. Pinterest, if you haven't heard of Pinterest, I would highly, highly recommend taking a look at that avenue. That's a great avenue for a lot of our clients, getting a lot of traffic, especially from the moms, the stay-at-home moms, the wives that are shopping online. Pinterest is a great way to attract them. Facebook. We'll cover Facebook as well here in just a couple minutes when we talk about the landing pages, squeeze pages, and then Twitter. And so I just want to pick a random listing here off your guys' site. And Rich was a nice guy, so he's letting me post his house here on Craigslist today. It's a pretty decent house you got there, Rich. Alright, and so all I do, actually 1 second here, I just want to show you guys this entire process. So 1 second here, sorry about this. I figured I had it installed. Alright. So the very first time that you guys do this, you're going to get an kind of like an error message. So once again, anytime that you're on conversion, you've got to use Google Chrome for your browser. What I'm about to show you is not going to work. So you can't use Firefox. You can't use Safari. This feature I'm about to show you will not work unless you're using Google Chrome. So what you do is you hit post to Craigslist, and I just typed in an MLS number, and then I'm going to hit post to Craigslist. Now, the very first time that I do this, I'm going to see this error message. Hey, if you're seeing this message, it's because you don't have it set up yet. So step 1 Hey, are you using Google Chrome? Yeah, I am. Okay, so you're going to skip the text to step 2. So you're going to notice it tells you that you got to download the conversion extension via the Google Chrome store. Sounds pretty fancy, but all you do is you click on it, and you'll notice you can just simply hit Add to Chrome. 3 seconds later, hit Add, and should get a message here that says that has been added to Chrome. So I'm done. You're going to only need to do that once, and then you'll never need to do what I just did here again. So now I'm just going to go back to this post to Craigslist. Now this is the auto poster. Now this is where it gets fun. So I want you guys to see what happens as soon as I hit this button. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm not doing anything. I'm not touching anything on my computer, but you'll notice my computer screen jumping through 7 or 8 different screens, and our auto poster is working. So what it does is it actually posts this this listing on Craigslist for in about 20-30 seconds. So it looks like it does ask you what part of the Phoenix market you guys want to post. That's all I have to choose, but otherwise everything's going to get filled out for me here. Almost done. Uploading the image. Sometimes images take a little longer because they're higher quality. And this Craigslist ad is done. So that took about, 10-15 seconds. And what it does is it actually posts this entire listing on Craigslist. Now, for any people who are part of the compliance police in the room, I always get agents concerned, hey, can I make sure I don't, get in trouble? So what Rich does, and, I'm assuming it's required by your guys' MLS, but you'll notice that it actually has to show the listing agent. However, I believe it's Charles. Yeah, it's Charles, his dashboard that I'm in. So it actually has a phone number for people to call or text Charles directly. Now, the reason why it has that is because I'm logged into Charles' dashboard. So anything that you guys do from your agent dashboard and everything I'm showing you today, you're going to get credit for. So you can come in and you can edit this post. So if you need to put in more, detailed verbiage, or you want to change the title, you can still do all that. Otherwise, you hit So that is brilliant. I am a huge fan of Craigslist and posting on there. Notice it has the office phone listed. We have our cell phone there instead. It's a good question. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I'll give you a quick answer on that question. So on your conversion website, you guys all have your own what we call conversion smart number. And so what that is a fancy way of saying is anytime anyone calls this number, for example, it actually rings right to Charles and his cell phone because I am on Charles's subdomain in his conversion website. And so people can call or text that number and it goes right to Charles, his cell phone, and also records all that information right within the system. Oh, good question, though. So that is the Craigslist side. All of these other websites, similar thing. Now, some overall best practices, because every time I do this training, we get, I just gave you guys a new shiny red ball to play with. And some agents go and they post 50 listings today, and then all of a sudden they call me and, they're all mad and say, Chris, it didn't work. So with all of these websites, you gotta be careful. You gotta kind of start out slow and date these companies and these websites, if you will. So if you've never posted on Craigslist before, a good rule of thumb is start with posting one a day. Next week, you can do 5 a day. The following week, do 10 a day. And the reason why I recommend that is you can get kicked off of a lot of these websites. So Charles, for example, if you've never posted on Craigslist and you came and you posted 50 listings today, you'll get sent and kicked out of the club because Craigslist doesn't like that. So just be careful with it. And if you ever have any problems, questions, comments, concerns on any of this stuff, as always, we're here to help you guys. So that is the Craigslist and some of the auto poster stuff. Any questions in regards to that? Alright, one little nugget I do want to add in that's fun is Rich. You actually have something pretty cool in your broker dashboard. You can actually click on your settings and you'll see Craigslist. And it'll pull up all the listings that you guys have, and so you can just simply type in post right from the brokerage dashboard. So if you want to do that for for your agents, that's a conversation I always recommend you guys have internally. And yeah, hopefully that is helpful. So any questions there? Otherwise, I want to get into kind of the main topics of today, which are the landing pages and squeeze pages. Alright, I always take the awkward silence as a good thing, so keep the questions coming, guys. So, squeeze pages and a landing page. So, let's start with some of the basics before I start talking about them. So, what is the squeeze page? So, right now, maybe Charles is working with someone who's a first-time home buyer, and they're looking at for short sales or foreclosures, below 200,000 or below 150. Charles could tell people, hey, go to my website, click on search, and then on the left-hand side, you're going to see you can click on options, and then once you click on options, scroll down, and this, middle of the screen, you're going to see foreclosures. That's just not realistic. Internet users, myself included, are lazy. And so what a squeeze page does is it allows you to pull a specific list of properties for people. So you can build a squeeze page and say, hey, conversion show all houses that are in Phoenix that are on a golf course property. And within a couple seconds, conversion will spit out what we call a squeeze page. And so you have the ability to create as many squeeze pages as you want. And I'd encourage you guys to do this. And so when I clicked on Build Squeeze here on the left, you're going to notice it pops up the screen in front of me. So you can come in and say, hey, and conversion's going to ask you, hey, what's the source of where are you going to be putting this traffic? So you could just simply say, hey, I'm emailing a client. Or maybe you're putting it on Facebook. So you type in Facebook. Or maybe you say, hey, Chris showed me how to blog, and I want to give people a list of property to look at, that are golf course properties in that market. So you can put in that. You can also put in a hashtag. Now, what is a hashtag? A hashtag is a way to segregate and really segment the leads that you're working with. So maybe you're getting ready to build a squeeze page for people who are looking for $1 million properties. So maybe you want to put a hashtag $1 million club. And so any time that you generate a lead from this specific hashtag, you're going to see over here in your hashtag tags, now that you've got all your leads that are in the $1 million club right in one happy place. Now, you can simply come down and you just type in a area that's in your market and conversion. It's running a little bit slow here because I'm on a screen share, but it'll pop up Phoenix. Same thing that you can do on your conversion site. You can choose, hey, I want to, all condos or any other options that are available for your MLS, and then options. So options is where a lot of clients use these features. So you can say, hey, pools, waterfront homes, golf course property, houses with a view. I want to send, no distressed properties, or, all houses with a basement. So you can get really specific here on these squeeze pages. And so hopefully this gives you guys kind of a good idea, but I just want to build one real quick for you. So I'm just going to do golf course properties. And I'm going to hit build link. Give it about 2 seconds, and you'll notice, boom, it is done. And now you've got a specific link built for you guys. So all you have to do is just simply take this link and copy it, and now you can put it wherever you want to. You can email it to your clients, and anytime anyone clicks on that, it's going to pull a list of all homes in North Central Phoenix that are golf course properties, and it didn't look like it found any there. So let me just do this one again. I'm going to show you guys some results here. Maybe I got a little too specific. Let's just do Phoenix golf course. And it's saying 0 listings. Interesting. So let's do waterfront. It's not pulling any listings right now. Alright, so there we go. So we got some inventory there. You know why? Because I was pulling that existing. So there we go. Now we got a list. Alright, so 3,347. And so when you do that, you're going to simply just copy this link, and you can put this link wherever you want to. And so a lot of my clients, they say, hey, Chris, now that I've got this squeeze page, what should I be doing with it? And so if you take a look, you can come on here and say, come onto your Facebook and you tell all your friends to view all homes for sale in Phoenix. And then you just simply paste that link that I just built, and you'll notice it populates a specific listing, and it looks like that's one of your guys' listing that it's pulling. And now I'm going to post that to Facebook. So as soon as I do that, I've got this nice ad, and all my friends, all my family, everyone in my Facebook network, what they can do is actually click on to that link, and they're looking at property for whatever I created there. Now, a lot of agents will say, hey, Chris, can I change this image? Yes, you can. So when you're building the landing page, you'll see this option for Facebook cover photo options. So a lot of different options that we give you there. So that's the squeeze page. Now, not going to go into too much detail, but if you scroll down on the squeeze page, you can also, build a single property squeeze page. So you can link to a specific property on your website. A lot of my clients, they used to do single property websites. That's exactly what this is here. So, any questions on the squeeze pages? Alright, so let's get into the landing pages now. So, difference between a landing page and a squeeze page. So, over here on the left side, you go ahead and click on landing page. You're going to pull this up, and you're going to notice that you've got what we call a landing page. So let me just close these down here so you can see that a little better. And so this is your conversion website. It doesn't look like it though, does it? And so what a landing page is, it's a website specifically to really use as lead generation. And so squeeze pages, a lot of our clients will use to send their existing clients, or they'll try and market it on Facebook. And so this is a great way of attracting a specific group of people. So a lot of my clients say, hey, Chris, I want to generate more sellers. And so you can come into this landing pages and you'll notice in the upper left corner, you can click on landing page type and it'll pull up all of these different options that we've got. So, hey Chris, it'd be cool to create a video landing page. You guys have anything for that? So, you click on this video landing page, you'll notice it pulls up a website and you've got a YouTube video that you can embed right in here. So all of this text is customizable. What does that mean? You can come here and you can just start typing. And maybe you want to get rid of these. You could and move the video up a little bit. There you go. And so now you've got a link for people to watch a specific video. Maybe you're marketing a specific listing. Maybe, Rich, you want to use this to recruit more agents to come to conversion and work for you. And so this would be a great way to do that. So you can see some examples of seller landing pages. You've got one for open houses. So for any agents, maybe you're doing an open house this week, you could say something like, Phoenix Open Houses did a weekly list of open houses. Great if you're looking to buy a house or if you just need something to do this weekend and inspire your neighbors. So once again, you can customize all this verbiage. But I have a lot of my clients, when they do an open house, they'll put their tablet or their computer on the coffee table or the kitchen table, and they'll just let people come in and register. So I have agents that generate 10 leads every time they do an open house just by using our open house landing page here. So some other things, maybe you don't like what this button says and you want to say something like, Rich is a male model. And when you do that, you'll notice it changes that text and that verbiage right there for you. So you can change that verbiage to whatever you want. And it'll update it right away for you guys. The other thing is you can embed a YouTube video. So if you've got a YouTube video that you've got, you can just simply paste that YouTube ID right here. Or maybe you want to send them to a specific website after they look at this. So maybe you have an ad set up for, hey, click here to view all hotly, open houses. And then after that, you actually take them to a conversion link of a squeeze page that you just built for all houses that are just listed on the market. market that have an open house. Same thing with you can put in a hashtag. You can change background image as well. So if you want this to look differently, we've got a few different options. Or you can also upload your own photo as well. So if you want a picture of the front of the house of the new home that you're selling, you could do that right there. So that is a landing page. Now, the other thing too is I always recommend you guys pick each other's brain. And so you'll notice conversion shows you what are the top 10 converting landing pages that we have right now. So this is pretty cool. So you'll notice that this guy, he's generated 266 leads from this landing page. Doesn't look really, really beautiful, but you'll notice it works. Foreclosed and short sale properties in Fresno and Clovis. Hey Chris, I hate that word foreclosure. It makes me angry. This is a fishing line. So I have constantly had clients that use that verbiage to attract consumers. And I had a guy actually on our Facebook group. I don't know if you guys are on our Facebook group, but someone said he got a short sale lead that was searching for $249, and he just closed on a house at $749 in his market. So it's just a kind of one of those marketing words that get people to click. And so don't be afraid, especially in your guys' market. Use this type of verbiage. And, take a look at some of the other landing pages so you guys can get a good idea of what's working. So, what is your home truly worth? This is Solutions Real Estate. And so you'll see some of the verbiage that they use, and it's a great way for them to generate seller leads. And so use these landing pages. Now, one thing I do want to point out to you guys, and hopefully this is getting you guys pretty fired up, but what I always encourage my agents to do is really drink our conversion Kool-Aid. So, if you're not on our Facebook mastermind group, this is a gold mine. I cannot encourage you guys enough. And honestly, if I were you, get out your cell phone right now and just go on Facebook and join our Facebook group. So it's just facebook.com/groups/conversion. So we've got 11,000 clients, and 7,000 of them are on this Facebook group. And so clients come on here and they say, hey, I just want to let you know this is what's working for me. Or, hey, I'm doing an open house this this weekend. Any big tips? So this is the new client we've got. Conversion site launches tomorrow. He's excited. Any tips to help me sleep tonight? I think I will be dreaming about feeding the beast. So you'll notice all of our clients jumping on and saying, hey, do this, do this, do this. So if I were you guys and you want to be a student of ways to generate free leads, you've got to be a part of our Facebook group. It's free. And honestly, you're going to learn way more here than you are on any one of these calls that we're on. So I go on this, employees participate in conversations, but a lot of our clients do as well. So join that Facebook group, and once again, you can also find it just by clicking on dashboard, and you'll see the Facebook group there. So I want to pause. Any questions? What do you do with the landing page after you create it? So good question. So same thing that you're going to do with your squeeze pages. So if I'm doing something for sellers, maybe you wrote a blog. And so let's kind of talk about how we use some of these things that we've discussed here today. The reason why I talk about the blogs first is you could write a blog on Phoenix house values, and then maybe you write about the market. Hey, average time on the market is X number of days. Now's a great time to sell. But you could always have a simple call to action, like thinking of selling your home. Click here to see your home's value now. And this, you could hyperlink right back to that landing page. Right to this home evaluation page that you just created. Same thing where you could also go on Facebook and you could create a landing page and you could create a Facebook post. So it's a little behind here. But same type of thing, you could create, a Facebook post. A lot of our clients, once they do post it, you can spend money on Facebook and also boost. So what a lot of our clients will do is they'll say, hey, Facebook, I want to spend $5 a day and generate, traffic to the specific niche. So I don't know if we have anyone, and when I open it up for Q&A, I do want to ask anyone's doing Facebook currently and they're spending money. But if not, that can be a huge money maker for you. I have clients in that market that spend $30 a week on Facebook, and they're generating 20, 30 leads just from doing what I just showed you guys. So you can use it on Facebook. You can put this into a Craigslist ad. You can do an email blast. You could text blast all your conversion leads as well, these landing pages. So hopefully that gives you a few different ideas. Once again, I can't hear you guys, so if you do have any questions, feel free to send it to the chat. We've got some good questions coming in. But, yeah, there's just a couple other topics that I do want to cover here, and then we'll wrap up here today, guys. Alright, so I don't see any questions coming in. So, Rich, you had asked earlier, hey, can you talk to us about what conversion's doing as far as the traffic here? So, if you take a look, conversion has what we call an a la carte menu. So, you're getting paid on your commission check next week, and you've got a marketing budget, and everything I've covered today was exciting. However, right now you're feeling overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, how am I going to have the time to do this? So what I would encourage you guys to do is you can also purchase your own buyer or seller lead traffic. And so this is something that we do in-house for you guys. And so you'll notice we offer a bunch of different buyer and seller lead plans. And so what conversion's actually doing for you guys is we're driving about $1,000 worth of traffic a month to generate you guys buyer leads. Now, Rich gave us a few different areas that we're marketing, and I know we've got a few different offices. So hopefully you guys have seen, the fruits of that labor coming through. But, yeah, you also have the ability, if you want some additional traffic, you also have the ability to buy different buyer and seller lead plans. With the buyer lead plans, I'm not on the sales side, so I'm not going to go into too much detail of these, but we do have a department. If you guys ever want more information on it, you can just simply book a consultation. But you'll notice on Facebook, you can purchase either $200 or $500 a month, or with Google, either $500 or $1,000 a month in traffic. How this works is you click on it, you put in your credit card, and then you tell us what areas that you want us to target. And if you want to share that traffic with any other agents. So, Charles, maybe you want to just generate more leads for yourself. You could do that. So, hopefully that helps in regards to some of those different products on the buyer side. On the seller leads, this is a big topic right now for a lot of my agents. I would recommend taking a look at one of our most popular products right now is called Listing Machine. This is a text-based way to generate seller leads, and a lot of clients having really good success with that. Nosy Neighbor, it's a good product if anyone does farming and they're sending out like just listed postcards. You're going to want to take a look at Nosy Neighbor. And then we also have a product called Property Boost, and it does exactly what it says. So it takes one of your listings and it boosts that traffic for 7 days, and it drives traffic back to that specific listing, and then it also emails you and your seller a daily traffic report. So anytime that you guys are thinking about any of these products, a lot of times as a conversion client, you'll get a discount on them as well. So I know for a fact right now they're running coupons on Listing Machine, Nosy Neighbor, and Property Boost. And I think they might have some for the buyer leads. So if you do have any questions or you want to book a consultation, we got a department for that. But yeah, that's just a real quick kind of an idea for you guys on the buyer and seller lead side. So, any questions there? Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and unmute everyone, which is a brave thing of me to do. Alright, I should be able to hear everyone. Can you guys hear me now?
Hey, Chris. We can hear you.
There we go. Yeah, absolutely. So, I know we had a few other questions, but before I dive into some of these other questions, I just want to answer any Q&A of anything that we've covered here today. Additional questions we can answer after. But any questions, comments, concerns on anything that we've covered here today, guys?
I had a question for you, Chris. How soon will you be emailing me this recorded video that you did today, so I can make sure the other agents that were not able to join us right now can watch it later, and I can watch it again myself later?
Typically takes about a half hour just to upload onto my computer, and then I upload it on YouTube, which only takes about a minute, and then I'll do the same thing, Rich, where I'll just email you that link and you can disperse out to the team.
Very good. webinar again and we come up with more questions, can we call you directly and ask questions? Is it just myself that can call you? Can any agents call you and ask questions about the webinar?
Yeah. What I recommend doing is just calling our support team directly. There's only one of me, and there's like 17 of them. So let me give you guys the number for our support staff as well, which is just 303 720 7829, and we've got a support staff, that are able to take live calls. The reason why is because I'm on appointments like this all day, so it's pretty tough to catch me on live on the phone, but you can always send me an email directly as well, Rich, with any questions. And then also, I always encourage you guys that we've got everything that we've covered here today recorded as well. So if you ever have any questions on something in specific in your dashboard, you can just click on the little question mark here in the upper right, and you can say, hey, it was cool. Chris talked about Craigslist, but he was going too fast. He's drinking too much coffee. And so you can see all different trainings that we have, best practices, everything on Craigslist, for example.
Great. One more question for you, Chris. On that 3,000, the leads that we're going to be getting $1,000 per month over the next 3 months, how do those come in? I mean, where would I even look for those to see if they came in? Where would they be? I don't understand that part of it. What would I look for?
So you have a lot of different agents here, and maybe Rich, you and I can have a conversation about this separately here. But basically how it works is any agents that are in lead rotation, the leads are going to be distributed to them. Now, you have the ability within your broker dashboard to actually see. So if you hover over leads, you can click on buyer leads, and you can see their time and date stamped, and you can see if it's something that we generated, or if it was something that you and your team generated on your own. So that's what I would recommend going if I were you.
Sounds good. That's what I'll do.
Yep. And the other thing too is when you are looking at the numbers, don't get shocked when you see them, because typically by default it always shows just this month. So if you want to see over time, you can always change the date range as well. So.
Okay. Very good. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Question. Yeah, absolutely. So, wanted to go over, so we had a question about virtual tours. I think we already answered that. But yeah, if you have a virtual tour that's on the MLS, it's already going to be on your conversion site. So you could just link them right to the site. And then Katie said, I have a couple testimonials through conversion that don't show up on my website. So I could take a look at that here for you. And I just see the one testimonial from Chris. So I don't know if you're able to email support@conversion.com. And Katie, if you can give them a specific example of what testimonial you think that you got. But yeah, we want to make sure that you do get that live on the website. It's probably just a simple little fix, but what I would do, Katie, if I were you, is just email support@conversion.com, and they'll troubleshoot that for you.
Yeah.
Good. Not a problem. Alright, and then Angel, we answered that question. Got that question answered. Alright, so Angel, you got a question. Are there tutorials on how to use Nosy Neighbor with your farm? Best thing I would do if I were you is just go to the website. And it's just nosyneighbor.com. And you're going to notice you can see a short little video on it. You can also see different features, or you can see if your zip code's available. I know that sounds really salesy, but Nosy Neighbor is actually an exclusive program. We don't want the same postcard going out to the same home with, 5 different agents on it. But yeah, you can just go to nosyneighbor.com. And once again, all of these products, you can just simply click on them here on the dashboard, and it'll pull up more additional information for you as well on each of these products.
I have a question also on when you were doing the pay for the value of a home, like the value of your home. Can you give more detail as far as if I'm specializing in just my neighborhood, for example, and just creating a landing page and that shows just the values of the homes in my specific subdivision, and that's just 750 homes. Can you get that specific on it?
So just so I understand your question, are you looking to pull comps from a specific neighborhood, or are you more saying, can I create a landing page dedicated for, Scottsdale, for example.
Well, for the subdivision, yeah, like if I'm in the subdivision, I want to create comps of what's going on there. And people, since I'm going to be the neighborhood specialist, I'm marketing to them. I'm going over there, knocking door to door, keep my face portable, and also have a landing page that they can go to just see the values and what's going on with the recent activity in that specific neighborhood.
Gotcha. Okay. That's a different question. Good question, though. So, let me just show you what you have at your fingertips right now. So, when you go to your conversion website, and keep in mind everyone has their own conversion website and their own domain name. So in your dashboard, if you scroll to the very bottom, you'll see exactly what your website is. No offense to Rich, but you don't want to market the company website because then you're going to be doing marketing for other agents. And so send people to your specific page on your site. So you'll notice that you have your own dedicated sell page. And so if you want to send people to right where they're actually typing in their address, this is where it'll actually give people comps. The landing page that I showed you was more to get people just their actual contact information, their name and their email, where you can send people right to your sell page if you want someone to actually type in their actual address and get a comp pulled right there. So kind of a little bit different.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that's where that's, bedrooms, baths, square footage, that type of thing.
All right. I'll have E-Sales Heather Carter, right? All right, Jennifer, I'll have Heather give you a call. Thank you. Bye-bye.
And a little bit of background. Alright, so any other questions in regards to anything we covered here